Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? Hope everyone is doing great this evening. For those of you who are new, I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts, and welcome to Embroidery Happy Hour. So, what are we going to talk about this Friday? Okay, well, one of the things that I thought about was maybe I should go over some of the most common questions that I get from folks that watch my channel all the time. Okay, these are questions that get posted on a lot of my videos. People message me all the time and stuff like that. So I kind of figured because these are the most common questions that people ask, I figured maybe this Friday I would mention the questions that I mostly get and what are my responses to them. Because chances are, if someone asks me a question, there is probably someone out there that has probably the same question, and the answer could probably help them out. Okay, so first though, I do want to go through some administrative stuff. For those of you guys that have joined in the Esther gift exchange, you guys should have already at least mailed out your gift. Now, I hope that you did, but if you are having some type of complications or something like that, please reach out to me and let me know, because that way I can try to help. Because the whole purpose of this gift exchange is so that crafters like us will be able to receive a gift that was actually created by someone who actually does the same thing that we do, right? It's just a way to help brighten another person's day and stuff like that. So I already see that some people have received some of their gifts and they got really excited about it. They posted pictures on it. Just to let you guys know, also, I had two gift Elfsters this year at the gifts exchange. However, though, I will be sending out a gift to all 43 participants in the gift exchange. Okay, so that is going to be hopefully going into the mail this coming week. Okay, I already have all the gifts made, and I am in the process of packaging all of them, and I plan on making a trip on either Monday or Tuesday to the post office to mail them all out. Okay, so I'm hoping that everyone likes their little token that I wanted to give everybody, because I really think that participating in that Esther gift exchange is really something special. So I wanted to do something really special for everybody that participated in that event. Okay, so I am planning on hosting this on an annual basis. That's the plan. This is the second year that we did our Esther gifts exchange. The first year was really a success. Everybody loved it. They had a great time, and they asked for it again. So I got a feeling that we're probably going to be looking at a third year. So if you missed out on year one and year two, go ahead and don't worry about it. There's going to be a year three. Okay. Also, I wanted to also share with you guys, this morning I had a really great time talking with Jenny, the crafty Puerto Rican, and I'm not going to give away um you know a lot of things that we discussed, but she is working really hard on a video that is coming out. Now, that video is really going to be like out of this world. I'm telling you. So if you guys are not subscribed to the crafty Puerto Rican, strongly recommend that you guys subscribe to her channel. She is going to be working on a video which she's hoping to get out by the end of within a week. Okay, and me and her talked about it, and it is like awesome. So if you are into embroidery, that is not going to be a video that you're going to want to miss, because she's taking embroidery to a whole other level, and you guys are going to be wanting to get in on this, because I got a feeling you guys are going to be like, whoa, like, I mean, it's gonna take you back, because it took me back. Okay, I can't wait to see the video with it when she comes out with it. I mean, it's gonna be like awesome. So I mean, I see she's on. I see she is on the chat. So make sure that you subscribe to her channel, and she will be posting the link to the video when she's done with it. And she, you know, I told her, please post it on our Facebook group. So that way, you know, we can all see it and stuff like that. Cause it's going to be, I mean, it's going to pop. I'm telling you, this is going to be something that's really, really going to pop. We're going to be talking about this for a long time. I know it because I know I am. Okay. So anyway, so let's talk about these common questions now that I got all of that out of the way and stuff like that. And I do want to also just let you guys know one of the embroidery happy hours. Okay. And I'm going to do this after Christmas. What I wanted to do was I wanted to see if any of the Esthers wanted to like come online with me and like show what they got as their Esther gift, you know. So, you know, just to let you know, I mean, I was thinking of doing a Zoom, but when I looked at the Zoom, they want you to like pay, and you know, after you have like so many different people, and those of you guys that had known me for quite some time know that I'm pretty frugal, so I'm kind of like, I ain't feeling that. So, you know, the because I am spending quite a bit on this Esther because I have to mail out all the gifts and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so we'll just do a embroidery live, and we can all, like, you know, if you guys want, you know, we can just, you know, I can send the link and we can all go on, you know, on camera, and you know I can do, I think, about 10 people at a time, but we can all like share whatever we got and stuff, because I think that would be really, really cool, you know. And that would just show like how awesome the gift was, but also like to give a special thank you to the person that sent it to you. So I thought that would be like really, really cool. Okay. So let's go back to these questions. All right. What are the common questions out there that people are always asking me about? Okay. Like they're always emailing me and stuff. Well, the number one question that I always get from everybody is, what machine should I buy? Okay. And I got a feeling that when I answer this question, it kind of sometimes, I don't think it pisses people off, but I don't think I give them the answer that they're looking for. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what I usually tell people. And, oh, did you guys lose me? I think I'm still live and stuff. Please let me know in the chat if you guys can still see me. Oh, I think I still see people. Okay, because I saw that somebody came out and said lost you. Hopefully, someone, oh, you are frozen. I'm frozen. No. Okay. All right. Hold on, guys. I'm on. Okay, I see you. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Because I am using a iPad, an iPad Pro to do this StreamYard. So I was like hoping that I don't lose any connectivity. Okay. Because I'm kind of like, these technical difficulties, you know, but it happens. It's okay. I'll get over it. That's fine. But anyway, let's go back to it. All right. Question number one, what machine should I buy? So like I was saying before, right? A lot of times people ask that question, and I think sometimes it's not that they get upset, but I don't think that the answer that I give them is something that they expect, okay? A lot of times when you ask people what machine should you buy, they'll just come out and say, hey, buy the one I'm using, right? Like they'll come out and say, oh, buy this brand, or buy this brand, or buy this one or that one, okay? I prefer, honestly, not to tell you what to buy. What I prefer to do is advise you on the things you should think about when you're considering to buy a machine. There's a reason why I prefer to answer it that way, okay? First of all, there's a lot of different things that go into play when you're looking to buy a machine. The first thing is money, okay? Everybody's budget is different. Some of us have large budgets. Some of us have small budgets. Some of us, even if you have a large budget, sometimes you don't want to spend that much money, okay? Sometimes also, everyone has different needs as to what they need the machine to do. Sometimes you need certain functionality. Sometimes you need other types of functionality. Sometimes you want to do hats. Some people don't want to do hats. Some people you want to embroider just up to a certain size, and some people really want to go bigger. So there's a lot of different factors that you have to go into. So I always get this question, and my advice is always just do the research, ask around. But there is one thing that I strongly, strongly recommend that you really truly look into, okay? Which is the support that you're going to get for the machine that you're using, okay? That is really important, and I'm going to tell you why. When I look at buying these embroidery machines, whether you're getting a flatbed or you're getting a multi-needle, and let me tell you, flatbeds are just as expensive as multi-needle. So just don't think that because the machine is bigger that it's better. It's not. When you look at the Luminaire, those Luminaire brother machines are like $15,000. Okay, $15,000 is what I paid for my 10 needle brother machine. Okay, so you have, and let me tell you, Luminaire machines, they sell. A lot of people buy them. Okay, so don't think that just because you have more than one needle that you got that machine's like the best, the top of the line. You don't have to have more than one needle to get a very good quality machine, because as you can see, the Luminaire is a one needle machine and they're selling it for 15,000. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something, there's a need for it. There's a lot of people out there that actually buy that machine. So like I said, I did a video on flatbed versus multi-needles, the pros and the cons. Well, like I said, when people tell me what machine I should buy, I always go back to the person and I say, asking me to tell you what machine you should buy is kind of like asking me what car should I drive. Okay. Some people like 2 doors, some people like 4 doors, some people like a minivan, some people like a sedan. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. You have to look at your specific needs. You have to do your research. But the one thing that I strongly recommend is look at the type of support that company is going to offer you for the machine. Because like I was saying before, machines get old. And as machines get old, you want to make sure that you are going to get the type of support that you require for that particular machine. Okay, because you got to remember, just like when you buy a car and you drive it off the lot, the first year, anything that goes wrong with that car, oh my God, they're like so accommodating, right? Even when you're going to buy the car, everything's accommodating. Everything is yes, yes, yes. Will you do that? Yes, yes, yes. They will yes you to that. But what happens after you have been driving that car for 5-10 years? What kind of service are you going to get then? How much is maintenance going to cost you then? Okay, so those are some of the things that I think you really need to think about when you're looking at the machines. Okay, now the other question number 2, is a multi-needle machine better than a flatbed? No, they're both good. Like I said before, Luminaire is a $15,000 embroidery machine. My 10 needle is a $15,000 embroidery machine. They are both excellent machines. Okay. It all depends on the type of embroidery that you want to do. You can do a lot of embroidery with the flatbed. A lot of times people, they like to do, in the hoop projects, they like to embroider just jackets and stuff like that. The only difference is really, to me, I just look at it as with the multi-needle machine, you get an arm. Okay, and you get more than one needle. So what ends up happening is you just don't have to change out the color thread all the time, right? So it just really depends on what it is that you're looking to do. So is one better than the other? No, I think, to me, they're both equally excellent machines. Okay, now the other question: what size needle should I use? Well, it depends on what you're doing, okay? What type of embroidery you're doing and what type of material are you embroidering on. Now, there is an article that I refer to a lot, okay? And you guys have heard me say this all the time. Those of you guys that watch me all the time. I'm going to show you this. If you type in, let me see. Okay, if you type in this, Google this, Fabrics 101 Stabilizer and Design Guide, okay, what's going to happen is you're going to get this document. It's going to pop up, and I'm going to see if I can show you. Look right here how it says. It says fabric. It says fabric. Then it says stabilizer. It says the design, and it also tells you the needle, okay? There are all types of different needles out there, and the needles are for specific purpose. Now, the most common needle that I use is the 7511. That's the size, okay? However, though, I also use the size 65-9. The reason I use the 65-9 is when I am embroidering very small fonts. When I embroider 70, small fonts, what I usually do is I use a thread that is a 60 weight. Usually for all types of embroidery, I usually use 40 weight. But if I am doing like a logo and I have like little fonts, you're going to want to use a 60 weight thread, and you're going to want to use the size needle 65-9, because you don't want the needle to puncture big holes. You're doing small fonts. So you want to make sure that the small fonts are readable, okay? So, if you're doing jean jackets also, I think I was just talking with Maria. Maria was working on a jean jacket. Let me see. What does it say with the jean jacket? I think that's denim. Denim. 75-11 sharp. That's what you use, okay? And stuff. I mean, this tells you exactly the type of needles you should use, okay? So, when they, a lot of times people ask because they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're new. This is stuff that you actually learn as you get experienced, okay? So don't feel discouraged when you first start to embroider and then you see all these types of needles, needle sizes, and needle types. When you start seeing all these different types of stabilizers, and you start to become overwhelmed, and you're thinking, oh my God, what do I use with what? Okay. I'm telling you, Google this article. I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see. If you Google this, okay, Fabrics 101 Stabilizer and Design Guide, this is going to be the perfect guide to help you just to start, okay? Because it will tell you the type of, according to the fabric that you're using, it's going to tell you what stabilizer to use and also what needle to use, okay? So, which kind of led me to the fourth question that I get a lot, which is what stabilizer do I need, okay? Now, I also want to tell you also, when I first started to do embroidery, one of the things that I first did was I just bought a kit of 65 color embroidery threads. And then I went and I just bought a pack of tearaway. Okay. And that was just me starting out, me trying to feel out the machine and trying to figure out this whole world of embroidery. As time goes on, as you start to develop your skill set and you start to understand embroidery and how it actually works, how to marry the thread and the fabric together to make these designs and stuff like that, you're going to start to learn about the different types of threads, rayon versus polyester, the different types of weight between 60 and 40. You're going to learn about the different types of sizes of the needles, which like 75-11, 65-9, even 90-14, and 80-12. You're going to start learning all that. It's going to come to you, okay? So I know in the beginning it can be very, very overwhelming, because then you could come out and you'll be like, oh my God, it's too much crap. How am I going to remember all this? And, you're going to make mistakes. I'm going to tell you that right up front. You are going to make mistakes. You're going to get frustrated. Don't. Instead of getting pissed off at the machine and then putting it in the box and shoving it in the closet again, because I know some people have told me they do that. They start to embroider and then it doesn't come out the way they want it. They get pissed off, which, it's natural. I mean, you're a human being, we all go through our stuff. I've done it. I've gone through mine. You get upset, and naturally you don't want to deal with it anymore, right? But I want you guys to think about this. When you're going through that hard time with your machine, and you're dealing with bird's nest, and the machine's not threading right, and your design's coming out puckering and all that kind of stuff, instead of getting pissed off, which of course naturally you're going to get pissed off, all right? So you're going to have to walk away from the machine and everything like that. But talk to yourself, okay? And tell yourself, you're learning. You're learning, okay? You're going to make mistakes. Look at those mistakes as an opportunity to learn. Why did that happen? What's causing that? Okay? I'm getting puckering. Why am I getting puckering? Did I use the right stabilizer? Did I use one stabilizer, or should I use 2 sheets of stabilizer? Should I use temporary adhesive on the back of the fabric to make sure that it's lining correctly? Should I slow down the machine? Maybe the machine is going too fast, okay? Because that's one of the things that I was talking with Jenny this morning when me and her were talking and stuff. We were talking about speed of machines, right? A lot of times people come on and they say, oh, this speed, it does, this machine does 2,000 stitches per minute. This machine does 1,500 stitches per minute. This one does 1,000. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be very upfront. A lot of times when I embroider, I always slow down my machine. I feel that when I slow down my machine, I get better quality. I really, truly do. Because I don't feel that the machine is stressing, right? And it's pulling the thread and all that kind of stuff. I just feel that it's more comfortable, and I always feel that I get a better quality stitch. So sometimes a lot of, you could have problems like puckering and stuff like that. And all it is because you're rushing, because it's true. It's like what she said. What are you rushing for? Where you got to go? Where are you going? You're supposed to be enjoying this experience. You're supposed to be enjoying the embroidery, okay, which I love, okay? I truly love. Like I said, and all my girlfriends laugh. I tell them, I can stay here and look at that needle go up and down all day long. I enjoy it. I truly do. So why do I want to rush the experience, right? So to me, it's like when you make a mistake, instead of getting angry, which naturally you will, just have your moment. Have your moment, get upset, get pissed, go for a little walk and stuff. I'll walk mellow, and then I'll come home. And then I look at it and I go, okay, why did this happen? And look at that as a learning experience, okay? Because that is really the best thing, okay? So the other thing that I get, more questions that I usually get, okay, is what price should I charge for my embroidery? That is a very common question that a lot of people ask, and there's a lot of different methods to charging embroidery. But I'm going to tell you, what's my bottom line answer to that? Whatever you charge, you want to make sure that there is no money, and I'm serious, not even a penny, no money coming out of your pocket, okay? Because if there's money that's coming out of your pocket, well, let me tell you, you just gave a gift. That's what you did. You gave somebody a gift, okay? So unless you want to give a gift, you make sure that the very least that you do, and I don't even like advise this, but the least is that you cover all of your expenses, okay? Anything above that should be a profit. How much profit? That's really totally up to you as to how much you want to make. But my thing is, no money should ever come out of your pocket. If you break even, then you break even. But, if you're in business, breaking even could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing. Because if you're breaking even, that means you ain't making nothing. You're just doing it to do it, right? It's not costing you anything, but you're not gaining either, okay? But like I said, if there's like 1 penny coming out of your pocket, basically at the end, you gave somebody a gift, because that means that you are embroidering not only for free, but you're giving stuff away. Okay. So when people ask about the pricing, okay, and how much they should charge, I tell them that's the one thing that you really need to think about. Okay. You want to make sure that whatever you do charge, that nothing's coming out of your pocket, period. That's the minimum, the minimum. Other than that, then start adding. Create a price list and think about the price structure that you want for your business too. Establish that, okay? And at the end of the day, it's really all to me. To me, it's about what you're comfortable with, okay? So when I do my pricing, I make sure that whatever price I give is fair to me and it's fair to the customer. That's how I look at it. Okay. I do not negotiate my prices. I just don't do it. I don't. Because to me, it's like, if I know that I price something that's fair and reasonable to the customer, and they come back, and this happened to me. Okay. I had one person that came to me and said, "Oh, I want you to embroider 100 shirts." So I said, okay. So they sent me the logo. I worked with my digitizer, and then I saw how many stitches it was. And then I said, okay, 100 shirts. It's going to take me, 4 days. I can do it. And this is how much it's going to cost. So the person, the lady, she wrote back and she goes, "Oh, I can get it done cheaper." And I said, okay, good luck. Then go ahead, go do it. You're not going to get it cheaper from me. That's for sure, because I know my price, you know? So, and then it was kind of funny, because then it's like the person came back and I didn't take the order. And the reason why I didn't take the order is because to me, it just felt like, I don't know, kind of shady, like. So I don't, and I'm pretty picky. If I don't feel comfortable with a person, I just won't take the order. Okay. I don't like feeling taken advantage of. I don't like, I just don't deal with that. I just don't. Like, this is not my bread and butter. We're going to have a meal at the end of the day, whether I make a sale or not. So, to me, it's about being fair. Okay. So, if what you want to price your stuff, make sure that what you use to price it is something that is fair and something that you as an embroiderer is comfortable with. And and when you meet with people and you talk about pricing, one of the things that I find that really does help me is talk about the process. Let the customers know the process of embroidery. A lot of people really they don't know. They really don't know. They don't know about hooping every individual item. They don't know about aligning stuff. They don't know about matching the colors of the threads, the changing of the needle, the time that it takes, the amount of stitches. They don't know all the details and stuff like that. So when people come to me and say, "Hey, I need some embroidery to be done," sometimes what I like to do is I like to look at it and I tell them, I go, "Okay, well, this design is going to be this many stitches. Okay. It takes them out this much time to embroider per every shirt or every item. And because of all the color changes, also the type of fabric of the shirt is pretty thin or whatever, it's going to take 2 sheets of stabilizer." And I'll let them know if I'm using cutaway, tear away, and stuff like that. So I like to explain the whole process. And I really, honestly, I find that when you do that, when you actually take the time to talk to the customer and talk to them about the process, it kind of does 2 things. First of all, it tells the customer that you really know what you're doing. Okay. And it also tells the customer what they're getting for their money. Okay. Because sometimes they have a perception that you go in there and you just press a button and the machine does everything. But when you explain the process, they kind of have more of a deeper appreciation of what it is that it takes to get that item done. So when you give them the price, you'll end up finding out that they will be more like understanding and be like, I got it. I understand. Okay. Now, like I said, when you have customers though that try to undercut you, okay, because I did have someone that reached out to me that somebody wanted about like 100 towels embroidered. They only wanted to pay $5 a towel. And what they responded to that person was, well, I can get it done for China. Well, I told the subscriber, I think what you need to do is to tell them to go to China, because you aren't going to sit there and just do a towel for $5 when every towel takes you 30 minutes to embroider. And that's 30 minutes of your time. And we're talking about 100 towels. So he must be off his rocker, because they'll do it for that, but I wouldn't do it for that. So, the last thing you want to do, and this is the thing that I really tell people, don't take an order if at the end, okay, if you don't really feel comfortable with what they're offering you to pay and all that kind of stuff, and let's say you take that order, what's going to happen is you're going to feel, because this is how I would feel, you're going to feel like you got taken advantage of. And that's not a good feeling, okay? You're doing this because you love doing this, but you're not doing this so that someone can take advantage of you, okay? So that's why, to me, it's about being fair to them, but mostly to be fair to yourself, okay? Don't ever devalue yourself or your skill set just because somebody wants to be cheap. That's really what it is, okay? Because we all like to be cheap and we all like to save money. But hey, I'm frugal 101 all the way, okay? I'll run in the store with a coupon at a dime, okay? But the thing is, I don't like to take advantage of people. Don't allow people to take advantage of you, because I know I don't. Because to me, I'm like, no, it's about self-respect, okay? So I didn't mean to go into a tangent on that, but I really feel strongly about that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want you guys to understand, I don't want you guys to do something and then feel bad at the end, because it's a horrible feeling and I don't want anybody to feel that way. Okay. Now, what's the other question that I get? Should I sell? Well, it depends what you want to do. Embroidery is a lot of fun. Embroidery is something that you can do if you want to sell, or you can do it if you just want to do it for fun. You can embroider so many things for yourself in your home. And not only that, you can even embroider gifts for your friends and your family, okay? Dinner napkins, kitchen towels, bath towels. You guys seen them all in my videos and stuff. Beautiful gifts. And then what I really love also about embroidery is that if you have a special event that's coming, okay, like let's say you have someone that's getting married, right? Or a friend that just bought a new home or moved into a new apartment or something like that, right? So what you can do is, because embroidery, you can go into Walmart or Target or something, buy a bath set, put their initials on it. You can just, do kitchen towels, make a nice design with their name on it. Pillowcases you can embroider. If you have children, grandkids and stuff like that, you can embroider their jackets. You can do their book bags. There's just so many things that you can do for yourself and the people that you really care about. So is embroidery just for selling? No. I mean, you can do it just for fun. You can buy also. Here's another idea, okay? Sometimes what you can do is, like, let's say you want to put new curtains in a room, right? And you just want to do the valance or even just the curtain panel, okay? Why don't you make your own? What you can do is you can buy some beautiful embroidery designs and just buy a plain white or black or beige, whatever color panel of a curtain or your valance, okay, for the window, and take that and put it underneath the embroidery machine. And you can do some flowers, or you can do some special characters and stuff like that. And you can just embroider it down that panel or across the valance, and you can hang it in your room. There's just so many things that you can do. You can really be creative. You can create your own pillows. to decorate your home, or give them as gifts to your friends. So, should you sell? That's really totally up to you. I mean, it is a great side hustle. I mean, I use it so that I can fund my son's college dorm. Okay. Because I like, I saved all the money for the tuition, but the 529 that I saved, it can't be applied towards dorms. So now that my son is going to VCU and he has to stay at a dorm, I use my Etsy money to pay for his college dorm. And it seems to work out. So, I mean, it's something that is, it's totally up to you if it's something that you want to do. If you want to, if you want to use it as a side hustle, you can do that. But, it's a great thing for you to do and learn just for yourself and for your friends and your family. Okay. Now, the other question that I get, can I embroider anything? Well, yes and no. Well, there are some things that you can embroider, but should you embroider it? Okay. Some things could be easy to embroider, others can't. Like for instance, I don't personally like to embroider on fabric that is super thin. The reason why, it depends, well, it also depends on the design, okay? If you have like a very thin fabric, okay, and then all of a sudden you have this embroidery design that's very dense, chances are you're gonna have issues with puckering. But you have to know the right balance to do it. For instance, I'm not going to say that it can't be done. It can't. But like I said, you have to know the balance between the stabilizer, the fabric, and also the design. A lot of times when it comes to embroidering on something like satin and silk and stuff like that, a lot of times the advice that's given is try not to do designs that are very dense. And I totally agree with that, because the last thing you want is puckering, and dense designs can sometimes cause a lot of puckering, especially if the fabric is very, very thin. So, can you embroider on anything? Well, I've heard the phrase, some people say if you can hoop it, you can embroider it. But to me, I just look at it as, it depends on what it is, and it depends what you're going to embroider on it. And it also depends on how you comfortable you feel too. You know what I'm saying? Like your skill level and stuff. A lot of times if people come out and say, well, I want to embroider on this, but I'm not sure. Then what I would do is, okay, I don't know. I'll get something. So anyway, ugh, I got sidetracked. Okay. So a lot of times, what can I embroider? All right. Sorry guys, got sidetracked. So if you, if you want to embroider on something, right? But let's say you don't have that experience in embroidering, that what I would do is I would come out and then I would just practice. Okay. If you can buy fabric that is similar to that, then I would say go ahead and practice on that. Okay. Get sample fabric so that you can practice before actually embroidering on your product, because the last thing you want to do is to ruin your blank, whatever you're trying to embroider on. You don't want to ruin your jean jacket or a silk scarf or something like that. So what I would do is I just would not embroider on the blanks if you don't have the experience to actually embroider on that particular fabric. And if you have a question of whether a design should be embroidered on a particular fabric or something like that, always test it. Always test it. Okay. Now, some people don't like to test it because they say, oh, it's time consuming and stuff like that. But you know what? If you don't want to test it, then, when you put it on the blank and it comes out all funky, then I don't know what to tell you. You should have tested it. I mean, I don't know, then you're going to be mad, So I'm just saying. Okay. Now, this is another one. Should I just buy big combs of thread? My answer is no. No. Okay. Sometimes people think that you have to get the big combs all the time of the thread. And my answer is no. What I recommend people do is start with your kit of your embroidery thread. When you start to run out of specific colors, okay, you got to ask yourself, is this a color that I use all the time? And if it is, that is when you go and you buy that color in the big combs. That's when you do that, okay? You don't go and buy all these colors in big combs for the simple fact that you may not need all that thread. You may not, okay? Now, I do have a lot of big combs, but I do use my colors. I do use them. I use them a lot. Like, for example, the color brown. I have that a lot on my kitchen towels. I use brown a lot. I use black a lot. I use white a lot. I use red. I use green. I use gold. Those are colors that I usually buy in the big comb. There are some blues that I use a lot, and I buy those in the big comb. But you know when I invest in the big combs? When I ran out of the little combs, okay? So should you just go out and buy big combs? No. Buy a kit. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't complicate things if you don't have to. Just go buy your small little kit. That works fine, okay? And then when you run out, then invest in the big combs, especially for the colors that you need, okay? So, to me, it's all about, saving your money and putting your money where you really should. Like, for instance, instead of buying those big combs, buy the small ones. And, with the rest of that money, you could buy more stabilizer and stuff like that. So to me, it's like, should you buy only big combs? No. Another question that I get, knockdown stitches. When should I use the knockdown stitches and when shouldn't I use the knockdown stitches? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I went to a Christmas party this past week. It was on Wednesday because I joined the movie club here where I live in Dominion Valley. And I did a movie theater. We did like, I think they call it Christmas Elephant, where everybody takes a number and then you pick a bag and you get to steal a gift or something like that, right? So I bought a throw. And on the throw, I embroidered, I watch and then I put Christmas movies every day, right? I embroidered that. However, I wasn't, I was kind of running out of time because I have been like with orders, crazy orders, okay? So I had to work on all those orders because you got to get those orders out in time, all right? So I was like, okay, I got to do this blanket because I have to show up with a gift, right? So I embroidered it, and to save time, I didn't put the knockdown stitches. The small fonts, everybody loved the blanket, but I embroider. I embroider, so I know good embroidery when I see it. The way it came out, I was like, I should have used the knockdown stitches. I should have, because the fuzz, you could see the fuzz coming out between like the letter E, it has a little loop in the letter E, little fuzz and stuff like that. So I strongly recommend, if you are working on something that is fuzzy, knockdown stitch. Use it. The only time you should not use knockdown stitch is when it's regular fabric and you don't have any fuzz going up. Okay, the fuzz will come up between the letters and all that kind of stuff. Everybody loved it, but to me, I was kind of like, I should have used those knockdown stitches. But the thing is, knockdown stitches take more time because, of course, you're adding to the embroidery design, and it was going to take time, and I didn't have it, okay? I didn't have the time because that party was going to start at 6:30, and I finished embroidering that blanket at 6. So I knew that if I added those knockdown stitches, it probably would have took another 40 minutes to embroider, and I still had to go get the dessert. So I just didn't have the time. But when everybody saw that, I was kind of like, this sucks. This sucks, and you guys know that I always say I don't like anything leaving my shop if it's not top notch, because it's a representation of me. But I'm going to tell you something. Everybody in there fell in love with the blanket. It was even like stolen, from someone that got it. So I was just like, they like that? You know, I was really like, that's not my best work, but they fell in love with it. But I'm like, okay. But I got to tell you, sometimes I feel like making another blanket and then telling that person, give me that blanket back and here's a good one. You know, that's what I should do. But yeah, if you have fuzz in that fabric, knock down stitches. You have to use it. Okay. The other question I get, when should I be changing my needles? You should be changing your needles every 8 hours, after every 8 hours of sewing. I even know people that change their needles after every single project. Don't be stingy with your needles. Change them. It will make a difference in your embroidery. When you are embroidering with a needle that is dull, it's going to make the hole bigger in your design. It's not going to give it a clean, finished look. So if, you know, just do it. Honestly, just do it, guys. Change the needle. Buy a box of 100 and change it. If you have a single needle machine, that box of 100 will last you a long time. If you have multi-needle machines, well, of course, you know, the box of 100 will probably last you maybe a month, 2 months, maybe. Okay. I change my needles on a weekly basis. Okay. This week, they have already been changed twice per week for the simple reason that I have been getting so many orders. So I know that these machines have been a workhorse for me for this last like 2 months. All right. So they have been working nonstop. So, I mean, like right now they're resting and they're sleeping. But after the embroidery happy hour, they won't be sleeping anymore. They'll be turned on again. So, you know, I have to change those needles because if not, what's going to happen is the embroidery is not going to look really clean, crisp, fresh. I mean, you want your embroidery to look nice. Please, please listen. Needles get dull. Remember, when the needles start to hit down, okay, you're going to start hearing it and you can tell. Okay, when you are starting to really get good at your embroidery and you start to listen, you're going to start noticing the difference in the sound of when your needle is embroidering. It's going to start, you're going to start hearing like it's knocking, like it's actually knocking on the thread, you know, the needle is going down, it's knocking on the fabric. That means that it's dull. Change it. Okay. I mean, you know, a lot of times they're like, oh, but I don't want to, you know, I'll wait till the needle breaks. No, you don't wait till the needle breaks. Okay. At the most 8 hours of sewing with that needle, after 8 hours of sewing, change it out. Change it out. I know some people, when they have a single needle machine, they have the habit of just putting a fresh needle in that machine every single day. Please get into the habit of that. Trust me, your embroidery designs will look better if you have a fresh, sharp needle in your machine than when you're embroidering with a dull needle. Okay. The cleaning of the machines. Okay. That is important too. Don't forget to clean your machines. Okay. Cleaning the machines will, not cleaning the machines is going to affect how your machine sews, how it embroiders, and it's going to save you money on the long run. I clean my machines every single day. Okay. I clean them when I'm closing shop. So before I go to bed, I actually clean all of them, the single and the 2 multi-needles. Okay, added the Juki if I'm using the Juki. Okay, I clean all my machines, even the serger too. All right, I clean the machines, I oil them. Okay, you gotta take care of them. Those are your babies. Okay, those are your babies. It's just like a car, right? You know, like for those of you guys that I have electric, so to me it's like, okay, if I don't plug in my car, I ain't going anywhere. Okay, because I need that energy. All right. If you don't change your oil and you don't put the gas in your car, you're not going anywhere. Okay, so you have to take care of your machines. All right. Remember, machines will break. Okay, so you want your machines to last a very long time. So you got to clean and do the maintenance. Do your annual maintenance on your machines also, right? Because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to wait till something breaks, and it could cost you more in the long run. When you take your machine in for annual service, the serviceman does a lot of things. Okay, I know what Justin does. Justin comes here, and I'm telling you, it's like all these machines look naked. And what I mean by naked is he takes off the cover completely. All I see is wires everywhere. Okay. He is vacuuming. He is changing the blades. Okay. To make sure that, because the machines have blades. All right. That's how they cut your thread. Okay. He changes the blade. He vacuums them. He makes sure that the needle threader is swapped as well. He makes sure everything is functioning. And I always have my little notebook. I always have my little notebook that I give to him to tell him what happened when, what type of error did I get? Did I get wiper errors? Did I get sensor errors? Is my needle not threading in any particular area of that machine? Any type of hiccup that I've gotten through the whole year, he always looks through the book to see the stuff. That way he knows what type of maintenance and what he should do to look at each machine. Okay. So maintenance, very, very important. Cleaning that machine, making sure you do your maintenance, make sure you change those needles. Don't be cheap with those needles. Needles are not that expensive. Okay. So don't be cheap on that. All right. Because it's going to affect your embroidery. Okay. Now, another common question: what embroidery software should I use? Well, I did do a live on Embroidery. Okay. Now, I'm not saying to buy Embroidery. I'm not saying that. Okay. What I'm saying is that's what I use. However, there are a lot of different embroidery software out there with different prices. Now, each embroidery software offers something different. Okay. Sometimes you can do the same thing with all kinds of embroidery software. And then other times some embroidery offers different functionalities. It's the same like buying a machine. Okay. My advice is look at the different softwares that's out there. See if they have a free or trial version of that software. See what type of support they have for the software, because remember, you got to learn. It's going to be a learning curve. So you're going to have, just like when you got your machine and you had to learn how to use your machine. Well, when you get the software, you're going to have to learn the software too. Okay. There's going to be a learning curve. So whatever software you end up buying, whether it's in Brilliance or what Pro, Hatch, whatever, you want to make sure that it's a software that you can clearly understand, it's user-friendly to you, and also that you can get the support that you need in case you have any questions. Okay. And that the software can actually do what you want it to do. If you want to merge file, if you need knockdown stitches, if you need to be able to resize images, if you need to be able to add fonts and stuff like that, a whole bunch of different things that you want to do, you want to make sure that you get the software that's going to work for you. Now, just because somebody has something doesn't mean that it's right for you. That's something that I always tell my son, okay? Because I tell my son, just because somebody's turning to the left doesn't mean you have to turn to the left too. Okay. And what I actually do tell them is don't be a pigeon. Okay. Because, and it's kind of funny. I don't know if you guys tell your kids this, but with Carlito, I always tell him, don't be a pigeon. And I remember he would say, what do you mean a pigeon? And I would say, okay, look in the sky. You see pigeons, right? They always flocking together. So it's like they always do the same thing that everybody else is doing. But I said, what you want to do is you want to be the eagle. The eagle flies alone. He makes decisions for him. He is smart. He's always thinking about what's right for me. So it's basically like, don't be a follower, be a leader kind of thing. You know what I mean? So when it comes to buying your machine, when it comes to buying your embroidery machine, I don't tell people what to buy. Okay. What I tell them is look at it and see what's right for you. because what's right for me doesn't mean that it's right for you, because my needs could be very different from yours. Okay. And my goals can be very different from yours. And my learning curve can even be different from yours. Like, for instance, let me give you an example. Okay. Let's say Hatch, right? We have Hatch software. I may look at the Hatch software. I don't understand nothing. I don't even know how to open the program. I don't even understand how to put the files together, nothing like that. But you, on the other hand, can probably look at that software and you'll be like, oh my God, this is really easy for me. And I know exactly how to maneuver through it. And it'll work for you. So that's why when people say, what embroidery software should I buy? My advice is research. Same thing like the machine. Okay. Research it. Go to the different websites, see what the embroidery software offers you, see what kind of support they have, see what kind of functionality it has. Basically the same thing like the machine. But one of the good things about the embroidery software is sometimes they end up having like free trial versions, right? Sometimes you can download it and just try it out for 30 days. And also go on YouTube. Search for that embroidery software and see what someone is using, right? You and see how they explain it. Sometimes people will share their screens and they say, hey, I'm using Hatch or So What Pro, and this is how I'm doing it, and this is how I'm merging it, stuff like that. And if you see that and it makes sense to you and stuff like that, then get the try to see if you get a free trial version and then give it a shot and try it, okay? Because the thing is, you don't want to buy something and then all of a sudden you don't understand it and you just spend all that money. That's my whole thing. It's kind of like basically like the machine. You don't want to go and spend thousands of dollars on an embroidery machine because they are expensive. Embroidery machines are not cheap. And then it gets to your house and then you don't know how to work it. And then you get frustrated and then you can't find the support. And then, you next thing you know, you're looking at this big machine and, and I don't know if you pay cash or I don't know if you financed it or whatever, and you're stuck. Not a good feeling. Not a good feeling. So we don't want that. So that's why I say always do your research and don't rush it. Never rush purchases like that. Always take your time, do your research, your homework, ask around, and do you. You know what to do. You know what to do. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. Get what you feel comfortable with. Okay? Now, the other thing, where should I get my embroidery files? Getting embroidery files you can get from a lot of places. You can get them from Etsy. One of the things that I like about Embrilliance, and I'm not saying the embroidery software, I'm talking about their website, is they have a section in their website that if you look on the left and you scroll all the way at the bottom, it says something like BX fonts, right? Click on that. And what they're going to do is they're going to give you a list of websites, okay? That's not just BX fonts. It's a whole big list, and it's huge. It's a huge list of embroidery websites that sell different types of embroidery files. And these are really good websites. You don't have to buy the software or nothing like that. Just go to the website just to check out the website, go to Embrilliance just to get the list of all the websites that they have to offer. And I'm telling you, you're going to see so many that it's going to blow your mind. And then you can click on those websites and you're going to see, what embroidery files they have. And they got some beautiful designs and stuff. The reason why I like going through that list is because I know that company is going to vet that website, that place. So you're not going to have, most likely you're not going to have issues with embroidery designs and all that kind of stuff. Oh, thank you, Shayna, for the super chat. I appreciate that. You're not going to have issues, right? So what you want to do is you want to have, you want some websites that are very, very trustworthy, because embroidery designs, they can cost you from a whole range. Okay. You can get them for $1 And then there's some embroidery designs that they can cost like 10, 15, even $20. Okay. It depends on the website, and it depends on the design. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're getting, your files from reputable, and I don't know if I said that word right. You don't want to go to some place to get scammed. I guess that's what it says. You want to go somewhere that you're going to get good quality embroidery designs. Okay, I think I said that word right. Reputable. Y'all know my English. You guys know what I mean. Okay, so anyway, that is a place that I recommend you guys can get started. All right, another one, the last one. Who do I get to digitize my embroidery files? Okay, now the guy that I use is part of our Facebook group, and his name is Faisal Mahmood. I don't know how to say things, but the name of his company is Focus Logo Digitizing Solutions. Okay, now he is one of many that I use, but he is really the main guy that I like to use, and I'm going to tell you why. Prices are very reasonable, and I really love his customer service skills. This is a guy that, I have seen digitizers where, they digitize your file, you send them the money, and then you get the file and there's an issue, or something's kind of off, or maybe you need an adjustment or something like that. And then next thing you know, that's it. The communication stopped, With Faisal, I have worked on numerous projects with him. Okay. He's even still working with me on some new stuff. He is awesome. Okay. There have been a lot of times when I've needed some type of digitizing done. Like, for instance, the medical shirts that I did, okay, for the medical practice. Faisal was the one that did digitizing for me. And let me tell you, me and Faisal had to go back and forward on that design several times, okay, because I needed it to be perfect. And I will tell you, very patient, helped me with the stitch outs. To me, he's very, very good. So who is my digitizer is Faisal. Okay, it's from Focus Logo Digitizing Solutions. Okay, and I like him. I think his prices are very, very reasonable, and he does very good quality work. And I know there have been several people out there that have used him, and have had the same experience. They really did like him and stuff like that. So hopefully no one ever had a negative experience with him. I'm sure that if you did or whatever, you talk to him, or text him and stuff, I'm sure you guys can work it out or whatever. But I know, me personally, there have been times when I'll send him a file and he does it. A lot of times they come out perfect. They really do. Sometimes it's just that I didn't communicate exactly how I wanted that file to look. Or after I stitched it out, I'm like, oh, I should have added a border, or I should have told him to make it smaller or larger, or maybe he should have added a circle and stuff. And then I end up reaching out to him, and then I go, hey, Faisal, can you make a little change for me and stuff like that, And he's very, very patient, very, very good. He's really good at what he does. It really does, So that is the person that I do. So that I covered 14 of the common questions that I usually get. I'm going to go through the chat, guys. If there is questions even that you guys have for me, I will I'll address them, and so let me see. And I hope you guys like today's live and stuff. And if you do, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel a lot. I mean, I finally got over the 10,000. I'm thinking, wow, can it get to 20,000? I don't know. We shall see and stuff. But either way, I really hope that, you do give me a thumbs up for tonight's episode because I really do like what I do and I just want to keep doing it, because I really like helping. And Shayna, thank you so much for being here. I haven't seen you in so long. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate all your support. Hey, Sassy, how you doing? Hey, Marlene. I see Jackie. How are you? Hey, Trisha. I see Jeannie and Porta. Hey, Sandra. How are you? Tools for Eve by Carol House. Hey, Nancy. There goes my sister, Gifts HQ. And for you guys that don't know, Gifts HQ is my sister, Nancy. And she does her live every Saturday at noon. And she is really big on the quilting, the knitting. And she's been loving those knitting machines, I tell you. And I know she probably got strong arms now, It's just I can't piss her off because she might punch me out, Hey, Miss Pressure, how you doing? Hey, Alicia. Hey, Eartha. I see Miss Johnson. And hey, Iris, how are you? Hey, Jackie. I see Angela. Hey, Cracky Puerto Rican. Girl, I already told everybody you're coming up with that video. Start working on it and stuff. I can't wait to see it and stuff. So, and the Cracky Puerto Rican is another one. So make sure you subscribe to her channel because she is coming out with a game changer. A game changer for embroiderers, okay? So she's working on the video. She's going to do it in very good detail to show you guys. And when she show you guys this method, because I'm not going to say what it is, but I know what it is, but I'm not going to say it because I know how to keep a secret. And not only that, she'll kill me. I think she knows what I did too. So anyway, but she's coming up with it next week. And I think you guys are really going to like what you see. You guys are going to be like, oh, because I was like, oh, so I'm telling you, it's going to be a big thing, okay? And so I am really looking forward to her video. That's going to be awesome. So we're going to have to really we're going to be blowing that video up. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Hey, Sharon, I see Judy. How are you? Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Hey, girl, for real, how are you? Oh, Maria, how you doing? Thank you for your advice. Just ordered the nails. Oh, anytime, girl. Anytime. And stuff. Hey, Sandra. Got mine, but did not open. Under the impression we're opening all at once. Yes, you can open them, Sandra. You can open your gifts and stuff. You don't have to, you don't have to wait and stuff. But when you open it, post it too and stuff like that. But I do plan on, I'm going to wait till after Christmas. Okay. And then we can do like an embroidery happy hour where we can show what we each got and stuff. I think that would be like really, really cool. The reason why I want to do it after Christmas is because even though I asked everybody to please mail their stuff out by the 15th, you know how the postal office works, okay? And this is like their busiest time. So that everybody might get their gift before Christmas, right? So I want to give it a little time. So that way, after Christmas, then we can all show everybody what we got, from everyone else. So, no, open it and enjoy it and stuff. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Hey, lady, Tracy. And, Deborah, in Centerville and stuff, even Mello got an Esther gift, which was so cool. I have it in the other room. I have it downstairs. He got a little towel for his paws to clean his paws. I have it downstairs. Oh, I should have brought it up here so that I could show you guys. It's so cute. But you know what? When we show off our gifts, I'll show off Mello's gift too. That's what I'll do and stuff. So, yeah, so I see that I got frozen a little bit and stuff. And now everybody's saying they can hear me. Oh, I hope so, because that means that I've been talking for a whole hour and you guys can't see me. That would suck, right? So anyway. Okay, but yeah, I see everybody says it's fine. You guys can see me and stuff. Hey, Critical One, how you doing? I see Angela. Let me see. Hey, Miss Max, how you doing? Did I mess up talking about the machine on our Facebook group? What do you mean? No, I don't think so. Talking about the machine Facebook. No, Miss Max, I don't think you said anything bad. Did you say something bad? No. If I'll let you know if there's a problem, but I doubt it. You're usually pretty good. Let's see. Sorry I'm late. Sewing, lost track of time. Rob is always on a roll. Hey, Jail Love, how you doing? Hey, MG Designs. Madge Design, MAB Designs. And so, hey, Burrita, how you doing? Oh, Miss Max got my gifts today. Hey, Karen. Miss Banks, got my gifts today. Thank you so much. Love everything. We'll post a pic on Elster. Oh, so you had Miss Banks. Oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah, I haven't heard from her. I gotta reach out to her, make sure she's okay and stuff. I know that she was sewing last Tuesday and stuff, and I don't see her on here. She's probably really sewing those because she likes to sew for all the Christmas gifts and all that kind of stuff. So I know she is busy and stuff. We've texted once in a while, but I gotta text her because I haven't heard from her from I think like 2 or 3 days. But I know she knows I'm like super busy and stuff. But I gotta make time. Hard to find 60 weight thread. Yes, Marnie, it really is. The place where I get my 60 weight thread, the best place that I find so far is All Stitch. Allstitch.com. Allstitch.com has, if you go to their website, they have the list of 60 weight threads and they have all the colors there. That has been the best place that I can buy 60 weight threads at. So try allstitch.com. Okay. That's really the best place. A lot of 40 weight thread, you'll never have a problem finding because they're everywhere. But the 60 weight thread is the most challenging. But I find that if you go to allstitch.com, you'll always find them there and stuff. Even Margie, look at that, Margie, allstitch.com. Allstitch.com has it. And this is the other thing that I like because they have the Madeira brand, right? And let me show you. I also, one of the things that I did is I ordered their card, okay? And in here, it has all of the colors, right? Well, looking at their card, you can also see which colors come in 60 weight and which come in 40 weight. But if you go to allstitch.com, you're gonna see when you look under embroidery thread, polyester, you'll see it says 40 weight or 60 weight. Just select 60 weight and you're gonna see all the colors. All the colors. I always order from them because they have it. They have it in stock. And as soon as I order it, I get it in a couple of days. I don't even think a couple of days. I think I get it in like 2-3 days. 2-3 days. So allstitch.com, you can't go wrong. The only thing is they don't do free shipping unless you pay, you buy like $150 worth. Okay. So I remember at first what I was doing was I was just waiting till I had like $150 worth of supplies just to get the free shipping. And then I would buy it. So I would get a stabilizer. I would, a bunch of stabilizers from them. And, and I would wait till I was running low on a bunch of colors. And then I would just order a bunch of the big cone colors and even the small cones from them. But now, I can't, the last time I bought and I needed the 60 weight thread was when I was doing the shirts for the women's club for their logo. And what I ended up doing was I just paid for the shipping. I was just like, all right, fine. Out here, take my $8. Take it. And they are in Baltimore, I believe. I believe they're in Baltimore, and I should, I'm sometimes thinking maybe I should just take the trip out there and just drive out there. It'd probably be a nice drive just to go out to the warehouse and just pick it up. I'll probably do that maybe the next time, So anyway, I would like to be sewing and watching, but I'm watching and cooking dinner. Oh, enjoy your dinner, Angela. Let's see what else. I just Googled it and it's printing now. Oh, Jackie, yes, that article is really, really good. Fabrics 101 stabilizer. It is something that, as you can see, I have it printed out. I have it stapled. And this always sits right here, right next to the machine. Always. It's religiously right there. So whenever I am trying to work on something and I'm unsure, should I use this? Should I use that? Or whatever, I pull that out. And as you can see, it has a list of all the fabrics and stuff like that. And it's a great place to start to try to figure things out. It really is. So that article, highly recommend. I always tell people, print that out, staple it together, and keep it right by handy by your embroidery machine, because it really is something that will help and stuff. Bernadette said that she purchased a 60 weight, a set of the 60 weight from Amazon. So do a search and see if maybe you can get that. It maybe you can get that stuff. But if you're looking for a particular color, and this is the other thing though, Bernadette, something to think about. Not every okay, 60 weight thread is mostly used when you're using very small fonts. Okay, not like, let's say, all right, I'll give you an instance. Let's say this logo. Okay, all right. When I embroidered this logo, it's all 40 weight. Okay. However, though, let's say that I wanted to put the words Boricua Sewing and Crafts, right? I wanted to put Boricua up here and then Sewing and Crafts at the bottom. The words, the fonts is what I would use the 60 weight for. Not for the design, but for the actual fonts. So sometimes to me, because I bought a set of 60 weight too. But what I ended up learning was, a lot of times when it comes to the small fonts, usually they're very basic colors in where you type those fonts in. Either they're going to be white or black or a red or a gray, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it depends on the logo, right? So sometimes you don't need a whole box of different colors of 60 weight thread. So it's just something to think about. I mean, is it a bad thing to have them? No, because you never know when you're going to need them. And if you need them, you got them, right? But I'm just saying, for those that, that don't really have like a set or something like that, and they want to embroider small fonts and everything like that, get the basic colors to start. Just get those that start. Don't get a kit, because you really don't need to spend all that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you just to have it, if you're not going to use it, just saying, just an option, something you can think about, Let's see. Hey, Ozzy, how you doing? Feliz Navidad. How are you? It's good to see you here. Okay, Miss Mac, you are so on point. I just wish I had seen your YouTube before I actually purchased anything. Oh, Miss Max, don't worry. Hey, you got it, right? Hey, Iris, let's see. Oh, yes, Liliana, to keep it at 700 stitches per minute. See? Marlene is talking about Liliana. For those of you guys that don't know, Liliana has a YouTube channel called In Pro Print Now. I actually found that channel by what's her name? Oh my God. Shauna. Shauna is the one that actually introduced me to Liliana. Okay, Shauna used to watch her, and one of the things that she told me was, she said, "Hey, have you seen this lady that does embroidery? She's on his YouTube channel, right?" Now, Liliana's channel is mostly in Spanish, which I'm gonna be honest, I love that it's in Spanish, because, for you guys that don't know, Boricua means Puerto Rican. I happen to be Puerto Rican, and I love to speak Spanish. But everybody around me is not Spanish speaking. Okay, my husband is not Hispanic. My son doesn't speak Spanish. So I don't have anybody to practice with. The only time I get to practice my Spanish is when I call my mom. Okay, because mom doesn't like it when I talk to her in English. I have to talk to her in Spanish because she gets mad if I talk to her in English. And then sometimes when I talk to her in Spanish, she gets mad at me because she says, se te está olvidando el español, which means you are forgetting your Spanish. But it's very easy for me to forget it because I don't have anyone to practice. But I will tell you, I love talking with Jenny this morning, the crafty Puerto Rican, because I actually got to practice my Spanish with her. And I was like, oh my God, it felt so good to talk my language. So, yeah, well, anyway, her channel is in Spanish, but she does sometimes translate in English as well. She has, I believe she has about, I think it's like 8 or 10. I could be wrong. She uses Happy. She has the Happy in Japan embroidery machines. She has been embroidering for about over 25 years. She has her own business, okay? And she actually owns the strip mall where her business sits, okay? She has like the corner store and all the other stores. That's all hers, okay? But she has owned her own embroidery shop for over 25 years, and the work that she does is amazing. I am telling you, she has been such a mentor to me, and I love her to death because I have called her and asked her for advice several times whenever I had big orders and stuff, and she's always so willing to talk to me, and always so, I mean, she is such a beautiful, beautiful person and has such a good heart. And, and that's sometimes one of the things that I kind of like is, and sometimes you'll find sometimes you kind of like bump into some people that it's like they're in the same kind of area that you're in, but they'll share, but they only share like so much, right? Or I don't know, it's like sometimes they'll look at you like competition or whatever. What I really like about her is that she doesn't feel that way, is she enjoys teaching, and she doesn't mind teaching and giving advice and stuff like that. I mean, she's so open, and I could just tell she is such a good-hearted person. So it's like I am so grateful that Shauna introduced me to her, because she has been such a great mentor to me. I mean, and I one of my dreams, really, I really want to do this, is I want to travel to Minnesota just to meet her in person. I would love to do that. I was hoping to reach out to her and ask her if I could do it. Like I'll travel and just stay like on a weekend in a hotel and just visit her in her shop and watch her work, and even like volunteer to help her and stuff. I would love to do that. I'll probably end up doing that and reaching out to her and asking her if she would mind, because I'm just at awe at what she does. So if you guys don't know where her channel is, it's called Embro Print Now. Awesome lady. I love her to death. And she's so successful, and it's like, wow, it's like, she really wows me. So anyway, oh God, Money, you got me at a tangent about Liliana and stuff. So as you can see, she had put, and I lost the thing because she had put that Liliana says that she lowers her stitches to 700 stitches per minute on her machines. She has industrial embroidery machines, okay? So they can go well over 1,000 stitches per minute, but she won't do it. And she won't do it because, like I was saying, why are you rushing? Why are you rushing? When you do it slow like that, you get a better quality stitch. So just something to think about, and give it a shot. If you have a machine, right, and you're running it full blast, try slowing it down. Just to see if you can tell the difference and stuff. So, it's something that, just give it a shot. Just give it a shot. Because I got a feeling that you'll end up, seeing that. So I wanted to see, where is that? Okay, yeah, so here it is. I'm back here. So like Marlene said, Liliana keeps all her machines at 700 stitches per minute. I do the same. I have mine, usually my machines go the max 1,000. I usually go to like 800. And when it comes to very detailed stitching, I will go down to 7, sometimes even 600 stitches per minute. I mean, and if you think about it, when you have the SC1900, which is a single needle machine, the max is 650 stitches per minute. So I got a multi-needle and I'm going to 600, and your max is 600 on the single needle. So that kind of tells you something, you know what I mean? You know, you're not missing out on much by not having a big machine, you know? And that's the other thing too, that I sometimes feel bad. It's like people say, oh, I got the Brother SC1900. I just got that machine. It's only 5x7. You know, I wish I had a bigger machine. Why? Make the most of what you have. Make the most of what you have. I'm not saying don't get bigger, but what I'm saying is enjoy what you have. Be grateful for what you have. And if you have that goal that you want a bigger machine, save your money little by little, and then you upgrade. Then you can slowly upgrade. We all slowly upgrade. Nobody, you know, I mean, well, some people do. They just go straight and they just get the multi-needle machines. That's true. That some people do that. But the thing is, it's not a race. It's not a race. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. There are people that instead of getting multi-needle machines, they just go and buy a luminaire. And I don't know if you guys have seen the luminaire. And I'm going to talk to Susie if I can do a video in her shop on the luminaire. That is the Mercedes of the single needle machine. I look at that thing and I'm like, oh my God. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably talk to Susie. Maybe I can sit in her sewing shop in Manassas, Virginia. And I'm going to ask her, can we do a video talking about the luminaire? Because that machine, it's pretty big. You know, it's a flatbed, but it is like the Mercedes of single needle machines. I mean, so, you know, maybe, you know, I'm going to talk to Susie and see if she's okay with that and stuff. Yeah, but she does 700 stitches per minute and stuff. Oh, hey, Beth, how are you doing? And she says slowing down gives the needle more time to grab the bobbin thread. Yes. And if you have a thick fabric, the layers, it makes the stitching look so much better. Yes. See? And I could see a lot of people agree. Angela says, I'm a win. I keep mine at 540. Hey, you got to do what works. You got to do what works and stuff. Hey, Rita, how are you? Hey, Walk by Faith. Hey, Annette, how you doing? Where is Mello? Well, let me show you where Mello's at. Let me unplug this for a minute. I'm going to unplug the thing because I don't want this to fall. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Mello, let me show you. Oh, look at that. He heard his name. He is napping right now. Right, Mello? Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Like he works, okay? All he does is look at me, you know? And he's going to act like he's working all tired and everything. So that's where Mello is. Let's see. Where is Mr. Big and Beautiful? Sleeping. Hey, Sassy, how you doing? Oh, would I be able to do in the hoop projects or quilting with a multi-needle machine? Sassy, okay, I know the in the hoop projects, you can definitely do them on a multi-needle machine, just like you can do them on a flatbed. As for quilting, they do have quilting embroidery designs that you can do on a embroidery machine. You can do the quilting designs on a flatbed, or you can also do them on a multi-needle machine. So yeah. Hey Shirley, how you doing? Oh, Marlene says she got enough thread for this year. It's let's see. Hey Yolanda from California. thanks for the tips on the knockdown stitches. I am going to embroider on a bathrobe. Yeah, on a bathrobe walk by Faith, I would recommend the knockdown stitches because bathrobes are like terry cloth. So you're going to have a lot of, it's kind of like very thick, and there's a lot of I don't want to say it's not fuzzy. The fibers kind of like come out, right? So when you don't want it to like the threads get buried in there. So what I would recommend is get like a nice a nice border or something like that, and then you could put maybe the initial on there. Sometimes they have these embossed files that they're like square, or you can do an oval, and then you can put the initial on it, or you could just put the initial with knockdown stitches. Both ways would look nice and stuff. Let's see. Do you oil the arm that moves with the hoop? I hear a squeaking noise when it's moving. The arm that moves with the hoop. No, I don't oil that, Marlene, but I will tell you this, though. When I do take my machine for servicing every year, especially the SC1900, like I said, Justin strips that baby down to the bone, okay? All you see is the wires. He does oil my machine, okay? He does oil the SC1900, but where he oils it, it's not in places where we have access to. We would have to actually take the covering off, okay? So he takes all the plastic covering around the machine comes off, and then he has an oiler, and then he knows exactly like where he's supposed to be oiling it, and then he puts it together. I asked him, should I be oiling the SC1900? He said, no. He said, we oil it for you. So he was like, no, you don't do that. So, and then when it came to the multi-needle machine, he was telling me just oil the bobbin area. He said some people do oil the parts with the needles in the multi-needle machines, but he says you got little felt pads, and sometimes that gets wet, and then you'll have to replace it and stuff like that. But he was like, not a big deal. He told me just do it if you want, not necessary. But he said if he sees that the felt pads are getting kind of like old or whatever, he said he'll replace it for me. So, and the thing is, I do have Justin come on a yearly basis. He comes every year in April. I budget for him, because, he does travel to my home. He travels and he does the maintenance on every single machine in here that I have. My sergers, my quilting machine, my SC1900, 6 machines. I got 6 machines that he does, all the maintenance on. So he's basically here like almost the whole day when he comes here. He's here for like a good 3-4 hours. But he strips all my machines down to the bone. He oils them, he vacuums them, he changes blades and all that kind of stuff. So, and let me tell you, maintenance can cost a little money because, when I get my machine serviced, with Justin, I usually pay close to $1,000, because the thing is too, I don't just pay for the servicing. I also like to give him a nice big tip because I know that I live kind of far from where he lives, because he's from Maryland, I'm in Virginia, and I like him. He's a really nice guy, and he's very, very thorough, and I believe in tipping good service and stuff. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, G. I appreciate that. So, whenever he comes, I always save for him because I know in April I'm gonna call him. So I always make sure I got a nice little tip for him so that, and I know that, and I got my book ready for him because he knows, me and him work together for a long time now. So he knows the role. He comes in, I have my little mini book. He goes through my little mini book. He knows what machine gave me what problems, where, when, whatever, and knows the history. So he knows exactly what to look for when he's maintaining each of these machines. That's one of the things that I always tell people is always keep a little mini notebook, okay, right by in your room. And whenever something happens, write it down, because you're going to forget. When the guy shows up or the girl shows up to do your machines, you're not going to remember that, what needle was giving you problems and what error you were getting and when you got it and what were you doing when you got it. And you're not going to know all those details. So you write them in the book. When they show up, you got the history. You got the history, and they'll say, oh, okay, you got this, you got this, you got this. And he'll know what to do and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, just something to think about, Anyway, just little tips that I kind of learned that kind of helped me. And I know I can help you too. So, yeah, Marlene, if you notice that you're getting noise that's a little weird, my first thing is, you have a 10 needle. Oh, okay. Oh, so the thing that's always that's gonna get oiled when you go get serviced, Marlene. I'm sorry, I didn't see the next comment that you had after that. If you have the 10 needle machine, when you get serviced, you put that in the book. Say it squeaks a lot. If you have a Justin like I do, then most likely they're gonna oil that and they're gonna fix it. They will fix that and stuff. So just think about it. And remember, every year you should be getting your machine maintained. Okay. Hey Barbara, I'm trying to decide between a brother 6 needle and a 10 needle machine. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Marlene. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, girl, for real. Oh, I lost it. Okay, someone was saying they're thinking about a 6 needle. Where are you? Okay, Barbara, I'm trying to decide between the brother 6 or 10 needle machine, how much harder it is to learn the 10. It is not okay, to me, it was not a big learning curve between the two. Okay. To me, I would look at it as, Barbara, you gotta analyze it. I'm not gonna tell you which one to buy, because you know me, I don't do that. Okay. What I am telling you is, first look at your budget. And also ask yourself this, okay? When you're looking at the 6 needle and the 10 needle, look at the differences of the functionality between the two machines. And ask yourself the question, what functionality do you think is going to benefit you? Okay? And that's how you go. Now, when I bought my machines, I bought the 6 needle machine. I went from an SC1900 to a 6 needle machine. And then after I had the 6 needle machine for about like 10 months, then I went and I purchased my 10 needle machine. I'm going to be honest with you, I love them both. I think they both were a great investment. I had the opportunity to trade in my 6 needle machine for a 10 needle machine. As you can see, my baby is still here. It's not going anywhere. I'm not trading it in. And I have my 10 needle machine that's not going anywhere either. I love them both. I think they were both a good investment. So honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. You just have to really think about the differences of the functionality of the two, because remember, there is a difference in the functionality. Okay. And that's it. And this is the other thing too. Me and Jenny, when we were talking this morning, we were talking about the number of needles. Okay. And I was telling her, I said, I think there's only 2 times that I needed to go that I used more than 10 colors in a design. I think only 2 times. Okay. And changing the thread is not a big deal to me. To me, it's not a big deal. Okay. So sometimes you see these big machines and they got like 15, 20, 25 hours, all these needles. Okay. You gotta really think to yourself, okay, and that's another thing. If I were you and I was thinking at the 6 and a 10, think about all the embroidery designs that you do. Do you do a lot of designs that have more than 6 colors? If you do, I'm not saying you can't do it with a 6 needle machine. All you gotta do is, I was with the 6 needle machine for a long time, and I was doing all kinds. You just have to change thread. That's all. That's all you have to do. You know what I'm saying? But just think about that. A lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of my colors, for my designs are about like 6 colors or 10. Not 10, like about The average that I usually use is 6 colors to 8. That's about it. I don't really have too many designs. I only have 2 designs that I have more than 10. And to be honest, when I do designs, I want to keep them a little lower. I don't want it to be more than, more than 10. Think about it. I mean, come on, let's really think about it, all right? If you have a design that has more than 20 colors, you're going to be embroidering for an awful long time. So, one of 2 things. Either you're going to be embroidering that design for you, or if you're embroidering that design for a customer, you better make sure you're charging right for that, because you're going to be looking at that machine for a very long time. I'm just saying. That means it's a long stitch. Just saying, So anyway, but yeah, just make sure, just look at both machines, Barbara, and see what machine you like and stuff. Which one really fits you, okay? And stuff. Oh, Shauna, thank you so much, and Merry Christmas to you too. Angela's advice is, if you can afford the 10 needle, I would definitely go for less. Some designs have 10 or more different colors. The 10 needle will make it much easier. Yeah, but the 10 needle machine does also, and this is the other thing too, 10 needle machine's functionality is a little different from the 6 needle machine. Some of the things are the same, some of them are different, okay? Like the 6 needle machine has a laser pointer, the 10 needle machine has a scanning. Some of the functions are different. You got to make sure that you get the machine that's right for you, okay? I have them both, and I have to tell you, I don't think you're going to go wrong with either one of them. I really don't. And this is another thing too, Barbara, that I would do. If in the sewing shop by you, if they have a 6 and a 10 needle, ask them to try it out. They will do that, because when I went to buy mine, okay, and I went to Susie's quilt shop, okay, she actually, go with fabric. Go with fabric and ask her. Ask them, say, can I see how it works? Can you demonstrate to me how the functionality of the embroidery and stuff like that? Believe me, they will take the time to teach you the machine, to show you the difference between the two and everything like that. It's the best thing in the world when you can go in there. And that's the thing. When it comes to certain things, I don't like to really buy them online like that. When it comes to certain things, it's worth doing the research. Get in the car, take the drive, go to the sewing shop, make an appointment with them. Make an appointment and tell them and say, hey, I want to talk to somebody about this machine, and I really have a lot of questions about it. Go to the Brother website, print out the functionality of the 6 needle machine and the 10 needle machine. Do a cross-reference. What you don't understand when they say it does this and you don't understand what that is, ask them at the sewing shop. Or better yet, if you don't want to take the drive, pick up the phone, call Brother Support. Call them. It's their machine. They should definitely be able to get you in contact, with, just tell them, I'm interested in purchasing your machine, but before I make the purchase, I want to ask you some questions about the functionality of your machine. Okay? And at the same time, you can even say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this machine, but I want to make sure that it fits my needs. This is what I want to do. What is your advice? What do you think is going to be the best machine for you? For me and my needs and stuff like that. And then ask them about their support and ask them about where you could buy it. And you know what I'm saying? Do as much research as possible, because the way I see it is you're spending thousands of dollars. The same thing like when you were buying a car. You don't just go there and say, all right, I'll take that car and drive home with it. You test drive that sucker. You test drive it. You go on that website. You look at reviews and all that kind of stuff and everything. Now, I mean, even when I got my Tesla, I test drove that car, even though I ordered it online, because with Tesla, you got to order them online. But best believe, me and my husband were in that car test driving it before I spent all that money on those cars. So, do your research, take your time, because at the end of the day, after you spend all that money, you want to be comfortable with your choice. You want to know you made the best informed decision for you. Okay? Because remember, there's a lot of different brands of embroidery machines out there. Everyone loves their machines, okay? Like Jenny has Racoma. She loves her Racoma. She really, really loves it. Some people have other brand machines that they like too, like I know Liliana, she loves Happy. She's always she says she started embroidering with Happy, and she's always stayed with Happy. That's the only one that she likes, that she feels comfortable with. Everyone has their own personal choice for their own reasons. You just want to make sure that you're getting what's right for you, because that's really what counts at the end. Okay. Let me see. Yep, and Crafty Puerto Rico, Jenny also uses Fazzle as well. He's really, really good, and he is such a nice guy. I really like the customer service that he provides. I think that is, like, to me, the most important thing. And that's the other thing too, even like with the machines and stuff, because I was talking with Jenny, because she was talking about her machine with the Racoma. She loves their customer service, loves it. She said there has never been a time that she has not been able to contact their support and them help her out. So that's another thing too. That's very, very important, customer service. So when you're looking at your digitizer, make sure that you are working with somebody that you can have constant communication with. Okay. Somebody that, cares about providing good customer support. Because, and this is the other thing too, guys, I see it all the time on our Facebook group. When everybody asks for a digitizer, you get bombarded with all this spam. Okay. I'm trying really hard to weed out the spammers in our Facebook group, because I don't really care about the members growing large. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on having members that really want to learn and really want to help other people. So be careful the digitizers that you pick. Okay, make sure that you're picking the digitizers that really have a good reputation and stuff. Ask for references. Talk to people that you trust. Ask them who they use. You know what I'm saying? So be really, really careful, because you don't want to get scammed. So just be very, very careful out there. Hey Amelia, how you doing? Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, girl, for real, she loves Fazzle too. Yep, he is really, really nice. I like him. Hey Jackie, how you doing? Oh, okay. Do structured hats stitch out well on the embroidery? Yeah, I do, on the embroidery multi-needle machines. Robin, I think structured hats really embroider well on all machines, not just the brother. I mean, I know Jenny and Liliana. Liliana has Happy, Jenny has Racoma. They stitched out hats and they come out beautiful on their machines, just like they come out just as good on the brother machines as well. You just have to make sure that you know how to do it. That it can get, I will tell you, the embroidering of hats, it can be challenging. Okay. The reason why I say it's challenging is because you have to know how to install your hat driver, and you also have to learn how to hoop your hat correctly, because it's tricky. It can be very, very tricky. Okay. If you don't put your driver in there correctly, it's not going to embroider right. And if you don't know how to hoop your hat correctly, you're not going to be able to get a good stitch on that hat, because your designs can come out crooked and all that kind of stuff and everything. So it's really learning the equipment to do structured hats. That's really that's really what's important when you're doing hats on embroidery machines, especially multi-needle machines. You got to know the equipment. Okay. Hey Danny, how do you know that designs I embroider is able to be sold and I don't get sued? Okay, copyright. I don't do anything copyright. I'll give you an example. like I had a lady that she said, hey, my daughter goes to Virginia Tech and I want to see if you can do the logo on a pillow for her. Nope. You know, when you see that there is something copyrighted, like, you know, Nike, I won't touch it. Gucci, I don't touch it. Chanel, I don't touch. You know, I just don't do it. The other thing too is when you're buying embroidery designs, you should always read the details. And the person that owns that file that is selling it to you is going to put a disclaimer on there. They'll come out and they'll say, hey, you cannot share, and you shouldn't share. Honestly, you shouldn't. I don't share mine. You should not share designs, the files. I mean, you know, you're supposed to, if someone likes the file, they should be able to buy the file. Because you got to remember, the digitizer, that's how they make their money, by selling their designs. And when you're taking that design and you don't, you know, and what you're doing is you're just sharing it out, that's money that that digitizer should have made, you know, and that to me is kind of wrong. So I don't share designs with people. Okay. Some designers do mind that you do take their design and put it on products and sell. They would want you to buy a license. They'll put that disclaimer on there. Okay. A lot of times when I buy designs, I look to see if the person will put down and say, you can use this design for sale, you know, to make items to sell. And when I see that, then I know, okay, I can use this design. You know, they just, you know, I'll buy it from them and then I'll put it on products and then I'll just make little modifications or whatever that I want. You know, I'll personalize it or whatever, and then I'll sell them. But always, Danny, I recommend that you read and make sure. If you're never sure of what you can do with the design, it's always good to reach out to that designer and ask them. Just ask them, because it's better to do that than to get into issues later. Okay. So yeah, so that's how that's what I do. Okay. And stuff is I always make sure that I read whenever I'm buying files to make sure that they're not copyrighted. If they says copyright and you can't duplicate for sale or anything like that, then I just, unless I'm going to use it for me, or I'm going to do it as a gift for someone, then I don't buy it, you know, because it's not, you know, I usually like to embroider, and when I make designs, it's for sale, to sell stuff on my Etsy shop. But if I'm like, you know, like let's say, you know, there's a design that my son likes and he wants it on a bag and it says for personal use, then to me, that, you know, and it's for my to give as a gift or something like that, and I'm not selling it, then I will buy the file and then I'll put it on whatever book bag and stuff that Carlito wants, and it's a gift for him. I'm not using it to sell and stuff. I'm just, you know, it's personal use and stuff. A lot of times too, you know, because you know, just talking about personal use, a lot of times people on Etsy sometimes get in trouble because they go to Joann's and they buy like fabric with Mickey Mouse and all that kind of stuff and everything. One of the things that people don't realize is, even though you bought that fabric and you may have taken that fabric and you may have sewn a purse or, you know, did a coin case or something, it's licensed fabric. And if you really read it, it does say for personal use. So, you know, a lot of times people end up getting in trouble for that because they're using licensed fabric. Okay. That's really has copyright, because if you think about it, Joanne actually paid for the license to sell the fabric, and they're selling it to you so that you can make something for personal use. It's not supposed to be to sell. Because I know there was an Etsy shop that was selling like Harry Potter stuff, and they were using a lot of Harry Potter fabric. And the, you know, Etsy shut them down, and I, you know, I felt really bad for the lady, because, you know, the lady wanted to quit her job and she was going to do Etsy full time. But thankfully, you know, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise that she got shut down before she quit her job. Because would you imagine she quit her job and then the shop got shut down? It would have been not good for her. So anyway, yeah, but just be very, very careful with that and stuff. Hey Samantha, how you doing? Hey Jenny, you always got good topics. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the channel and stuff. Hey Margie. Hey Terry, love the Friday night chats. Learned so much. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad that everybody's learning and stuff. Deborah, no, I have, well, yes, I actually, okay, the SC2000 is the new version of the SC1900. And I did a video on the comparison of the two machines. Now, have I gotten my hands on one? No. Will I get one? No. If you watch the video, Deborah, that I did when I talked about the 1900 and the SC and the SC2000, there is a lot of changes between those two machines. Okay. Now, would I recommend that someone get rid of the SC1900 to upgrade to the SC2000? It depends on what is important to you. Okay. The big changes that I saw between those two machines is that the SC2000 actually cuts the jump stitches. Okay, that could be a lifesaver on that. And I think there was something else. Oh, I think it was a difference in the speed as well. And it came with some more embroidery designs on the machine. Okay, now sewing designs, you only got like one. Okay, sorry, got something. Sewing machines, I only got like one extra stitch. But the embroidery designs, I believe you got more. So you do get a little more bells and whistles in the SC2000. So it really just depends. Now the price difference between the two, from what I see, is about like $500. So, but for me personally, because I have the multi-needle machines and I have my SC1900, and I kind of like the SC1900, so I think I'm going to stay put with it. I want to stay with my SC1900. I don't see me personally upgrading from the 1900 to 2000 and stuff. So, now the other thing too that I noticed is the SC2000, the biggest hoop is a 5x7. It's not a 6x10. I was kind of hoping it would be a 6x10, but no, they kept the size to a 5x7. I guess if you want a 6x10 hoop, you would have to go to the next machine, and I believe it's a 26 or 3600, something like that. I think the 26 is embroidery only, and the 36 is the embroidery / sewing machine. I like the combo machines. I'm a big fan of those for the simple fact that it's one machine that does two, and that means there's less space that it takes in your room. Even though I do have the Juki, but my Juki is a TL 2010Q, and that is a straight stitch machine. Okay, I actually like my decorative stitches. I actually use them. So yeah, but I know me personally, I'm not gonna upgrade and stuff. But if you are looking for a brand new machine and you don't have an SC1900, I would then probably tell you, you may want to look at the SC2000. I would think, I don't know. We'll see. So I see Marlene says she watches Liliana all the time. I do too. I just love watching her. And I like her. She's so happy too. She's so happy. I just love it. And stuff. Oh, great. Okay. Crafty Puerto Rican put her channel on there and stuff. Oh, I see Sandra. Do you know if we can set up YouTube to convert language to English? I believe there is some type of translation in there. I think if you do, I don't know. I don't know, Sandra. I really don't. I think they might be. Something in there. I'll have to look and see and stuff. Hey, Miss Max. Oh, hey, Moonlight Wild, you wonderful. Thanks for everything. Oh, I appreciate that you guys really like the channel. I mean, I really have fun with this, and I really love sharing the information that I get. Hey, Leanna. She agrees with slowing down the machines. Yes. I'm telling you, everybody, you hear it all the time. Like, one of the things that I hear all the time is they're like, this machine goes 1,000 stitches per minute. This one goes 1,500. You can do 2,000 from 2,000 per minute. And I'm thinking to myself, do I really want to go that fast? Do I really need to go that fast? And then I go, what kind of stitch out am I going to get doing that? You know, that's what goes through my mind. So I'm like, no, I enjoy what I do, and I don't mind slowing down that machine. I really don't. Oh, and Iris says she's seen the Luminaire. It's beautiful and expensive. It is. It really is. It's a gorgeous machine, though. It really is. I'm telling you, it's like, I keep saying Mercedes, but I should say Tesla. It's the Tesla machines, I tell you. It's a, hey, John, how are you? Thanks for the slowdown of the advice. Yes. Just bought the upgrade kit, the ability to use bigger hoops with my iNovis BM5100. All right. That's so cool. Mellow. Yes, Mellow. He's lazy today. He is lazy today. He puts me to work. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, River. Sita, how you doing? Hey, Mary. I embroidered for a friend of mine, her water doodle. I saw that. That was gorgeous. Oh, can you recommend where to purchase this? Yes. Go to allstitch.com. Liliana. I think Lena. allstitch.com. If you go under there, under embroidery, it has like it has 40 weight and then it has 60 weight. Click on the 60 weight. The reason why I say go there to allstitch.com is because they have it's like when you go to their site, you'll see the 60 weight, and then you see all the different colors that you can get the 60 weight. And I never have a problem with them running out of stock. Okay. I always get them in like 2 or 3 days and stuff. That is really the best place that I have found that I can get the 60 weight thread in the color that I need. Okay. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Coming in late. Oh, yes, she's got the Brother Essie 1950. Had to go in the shop again. Well, I wasn't quite finished with my project, so I'm bumming. It won't be back in time for me to finish. Ah, Kathy, that sucks. Man, I'm sorry to hear that and stuff. Yeah, it really does suck when the machines go belly up. It really does and stuff. But hopefully when you get it back, it'll be like new and it'll sew like butter, you know? Hey, Fabulous, how are you? Feliz Navidad. Gracias por todo que tú acuerdas y apuro. You know my Spanish. I can speak Spanish. I just can't read or write it, okay? I'll be back flying working, and I'll send you good Italian. Oh, can you tell us how to make a super chat for you? Oh, you know, I really don't. Well, I know that in the super chat they usually have like the little dollar signs at the bottom and stuff. I think that's how you do it, guys, and stuff. Oh, Marlene, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. Well, Carlito appreciates it because this is all money to pay for his dorm. And stuff. I mean, he's got one more year of college, and then I'm thinking he might go into the military. He's not sure yet. He's toying with the idea. He's thinking about the Army, to then go to medical school through the Army. So I don't know. I'll see. I mean, I'll support whatever he decides and stuff, but I hope he doesn't like come on and say medical school. So I'll be like, oh God, now I gotta pay for medical school. I'll be like, because I am very, very determined for my son to graduate with no debt. I don't want him taking out student loans because I really feel that student loans is a really huge burden on college students when they graduate college. And I don't want my son to have that. So if I have to keep working to make sure that he can graduate with that, then that's what I'm going to do. I mean, that's it. Oh God, we're going on 2 hours. Oh God. Okay, but you guys know I always like to talk to all you guys and stuff. We have to get them through college. Yes, Moonlight, we do. We have to get them through college and stuff. Failure is not an option in this family. That's what I tell them, but I also tell them I want you to do what you love to do so that you can enjoy it. And I also tell them too is whatever you decide to do with your life, ask yourself the question of what is it that you want to do to make this world better? Like what is going to be your contribution to this world? Because I feel like that's so important because you want to feel like what you're doing means something. And not just to you, but to those around you. I think that's so, so super important. So he wants to be a physical therapist because he says he likes to help people. So I think that's going to be like awesome. So I can kind of see my son doing that. And, I know that no matter what, I'm going to be proud. I know that. Let's see. I'm so glad you were talking about the Luminaire. I want to get upgrade bigger than the 5x7, but the Luminaire is very expensive. It is, Annette, but you know what? Instead of the Luminaire, because, think about it, Luminaire is $15,000. So, I mean, and sometimes too, they do, this is the other thing. And I don't like to say too much because I don't like people being in debt, but I done it, okay? But the thing is, I am very, very good with my money, okay? So I don't know how folks are, but they do sometimes have the 0% financing. If you do that, make sure that when they say 0% financing, if they tell you to pay that off in 60 months, pay it off in 55 months. I'm serious, because you want to make sure you pay it off way before then so that you're not charged any interest, okay? Because if you miss one payment, okay, or you go past the time allotted, you're going to get charged interest, okay? So you don't want to do that, all right? Now, but like I said, Luminaire's like, last time I checked was $15,000. But if you want to get something bigger than the 5x7, Annette, well, you know that you can do repositional hoop, or if you want to go to the next machine size would be a 6x10. Okay. And this is another option that you can do also. If you can take the machine that you have now and see if you could trade it in for the next level up, which I believe the next level up would be the 6x10. And I think that machine runs about $2,000 or $3,000. So if you do a trade-in, right, the money that you get for the trade-in, you can apply it to the next machine, and then you don't have too much of a debt, you know what I'm saying, or a cost, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to make it, trying to make sure that you get options so that when you go to upgrade your machine, you can really make the best decision for you. Because I'm telling you, embroidery can be super expensive. It costs you a lot of money because you're buying thread, stabilizer, all that kind of stuff. The machine costs a lot of money too. Their machines are not cheap. And, you want to make sure that you get a machine that you're comfortable with. But I don't want to see anybody lose their house over it either, okay? Because these machines are like buying cars. They're very, very, very expensive, okay? So you want to make a very good, comfortable decision for what you need and also your budget, okay? So just look at all of the different ones. And Robin's saying that's her dream machine. I know the Luminaire is, I'm going to tell you something. I looked at that machine. I was like, oh, that is nice. So my husband was like asking me, are you going to get a third multi-year machine? And I kind of told him, I said, I don't know, but I may look at that Luminaire. But if I do get a luminaire, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. It'll probably be when Carlito graduates college and he's out my pocket, you know. Maybe that's when I'll get a luminaire. I don't know, but right now I just can't. I have to focus on him. I think I'm doing just good with the 2 multi-needle machines that I have and the single needle. It is meeting my needs. Okay. I've been able to do all my orders, and it has been a little crazy, especially the last 2 months, but that's okay. I'm one of those that as soon as I get the order, I work it. I work it right away. I don't wait. So I have been able to stay on top of everything. So far I've been good. I've been really, really good at it, so I've been doing okay. Let's see. Oh, and Annette says she's looking at the VM 52,000. The difference between them, worth it. I have not seen that machine and stuff. Oh, thank you, Marlene. Appreciate that and stuff. No, but check it out. Your opinion on the Dream Machine 2. I don't know too much, Danny, about the Dream Machine 2. I've heard of it. But the thing is, the Dream Machine 2, I bet you, and I believe that's a brother machine. This is one of the things that I like about Susie's quilt shop. Because I'm right by Manassas, Virginia, and I have a sewing shop. This is the thing that I strongly recommend you guys do. If you have a sewing machine shop by your area, okay, go there and ask them to try the machines. They will let you. Another option, okay, I met some of you guys at the Sewing and Quilt Expo that was in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Now look for those sewing and quilting expos when it's in your area, because I know it travels around the United States and stuff. At those expos, Brothers are there, Viking is there, these other brand machines are there as well. They have the machines right there. Okay, you can try them out. They have fabric. A salesperson will sit with you in front of that machine, and you can try and you can feel how it sews. They'll tell you about the functions and all that kind of stuff. So if you can wait for an event like that, do that. So that way you can get hands-on, and then they have all the different versions right there. And you can sit in front of each machine and see how it feels. And then you can, see. And sometimes, this I learned from Miss Banks. She says, go the last day. And the reason why is because if you go the last day, what happens is sometimes you'll be on those embroidery machines and those sewing machines. And then what they'll do is they'll cut you a deal. And the reason why they will cut you a deal is because they don't want to really box all these machines and take them back. They want to sell them. So go the last day. And I'm telling you, I went with her the last day, and I was there sewing, and the guy was like, oh, we'll knock off $500 from the price. And I was like, and I was tempted. I was like, oh, but then I was like, oh, my husband will kill me. He'd be like, another sewing machine? He would be like, what the hell? So I didn't do it. And it was a 3600. The iNovis 3600. And I was in front of it. That thing so nicely. And I was like, oh, I like this machine. I really like it. It comes with a 6x10 embroidery hoop. I can do in the hoop projects with that one. But I didn't do it. And the guy was saying, oh, we'll give you a discount, stuff like that. So it's just something, so Danny, Tech Repair, something to think about. I mean, and all you guys out there, if you're looking for a new machine, you don't know which one to get and stuff like that, always go to the sewing shop. They probably have them on the floor. Try it there, or wait, look up Sewing and Quilt Expo. Just Google that. And then whenever they're close to your area, take the time to go. That way you can try out the machine, because that is the perfect place for you to really get your hands on it. Because like I said, if you're going to be spending money like that, you want to make sure you're comfortable with your choice and stuff. Hey, We Quilt Studio, how you doing? I just saw a video where the happy multi needles are easier to clean the lint out of the bobbin area. Ah, okay. Well, those are the ones Liliana uses. She loves those machines. Let's see what else. Oh my God, we're going on 2 hours, and I know I am always like taking you guys time and stuff. And Jeanette, when you have a new design, what do you do to load the colors on your multi-needle machines? When I print out the design, I add the colors, and then I start my practice stitch out. Well, Karen, a lot of times when I buy designs, I sometimes don't use the colors that they kind of recommend. I kind of like to get designs and I kind of change my own colors the way I want the design to look. So, I don't, so what I usually do is like, I'll just load the design on the machine, and then for every step, I will assign the color that I kind of want it. So that's really how I do it. Usually when you buy an embroidery design from any type of embroidery website, the digitizer that sells you the file will kind of give you a recommendation of what colors would look nice for that particular design. Well, sometimes I like their recommendations, but a lot of times I like to kind of like change it up and stuff. So that's usually what I do and stuff. Let's see, we have to get one. Fazzle did a couple of files for me. Yeah, Fazzle is really, really good. So I need a Justin technician. Justin is really, really good and stuff. Oh, Miss Max, you are so sweet. 52 weeks of information, education, and fun. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Miss Max. I appreciate that. I wrote in Spanish. Thank you for your help and support. I did not learn how to read Spanish. Jeanette, you don't hear us complain about it, having too much fun. Iris, everything. Yes, that is. Thank you, Eartha. I appreciate that. I have not gone there, but I heard great things about that. Eartha put in there, and I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna highlight this, okay? She put there is an expo out there, and SoTech. I mean, not SoTech. I think it was I forgot the gentleman that asked about the machines. Where is he? Danny Tech Repair. This is another great place for you to go look at. There is another expo, not just quote expo, but the one that Earth is mentioning right here. Everything Embroidery Market. That's another thing. That's another expo that goes and travels. It's everything embroidery, right? And they have the machines and all that kind of stuff and everything there too. All right. So, that is another great place to look. And she sees, she could find everything, including embroidery machines. And she got there from when she went to the show and got 0% financing. See? So they do, they offer that. But like I said, with 0% financing, I'm going to tell you something. I use 0% financing everything for the simple fact that why the heck would I take all my money out of the bank and give it to you? If you're going to give me 0% financing, I could just give it to you a little bit at a time. Okay. But like I said, you got to be very, very disciplined. Very, very disciplined. You got to pay that bill on time. You got to pay that bill on time. And I always pay it 3 to 4 months before I'm supposed to, because I want to see that bank statement that says 0. And the reason why I want to do that is because if there's any type of discrepancy or anything like that, we're going to have a discussion about that. And we're going to figure this out before that end date, because I will not pay interest. No, I won't. So anyway, guys, but So I'm glad you mentioned that, Eartha. I appreciate that. Everything Embroidery Market. I personally have not gone because, the pandemic kind of screwed us up, right? We couldn't go anywhere or stuff. But now I'm going to be looking for that. And I'm going to, the next time when I see that they're close to me, I definitely want to go to that because I want to see what they offer and stuff like that. And I heard it is really, really, really good. So I'm definitely going to be on that and stuff. So guys, it is, 2 we're almost going on 2 hours and a half. So I am going to call it the night, because I know all you guys are really super busy. I know you guys are sewing and embroidering Christmas gifts and all that kind of stuff and everything. And I think our next, we're on the 16th. We're on the 16th. So let me see. Let me see the calendar. Yeah, so our next embroidery happy hour will be on the 23rd. So it's still before Christmas and stuff like that. So, and as you know, I am religiously every Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, talking with you guys. So I will see you guys on Friday. And I know all of us are still going to be busy doing all that kind of stuff. So I am planning on shutting down my Etsy shop on the 19th, Monday. And the reason why I'm going to be doing that is because I know that if you purchase something after the 19th, chances are you're probably not going to get it for Christmas Day. So I don't want to have problems with shipping and all that kind of stuff. So I plan on shutting it down on the 19th. I may end up even shutting it down on Sunday and then just work those orders and then just be done with it and stuff. And then just focus on gifts and all that stuff. But yeah, this weekend I plan on working on all the gifts that I made for all the folks. You know, I got to get those gifts out for everyone that joined the Esther gift exchange. I plan on sending everybody everything for participating in that, because I really, really am grateful and thankful that you guys have done that. So I really think that, you know, for those that participated, you guys will be seeing something from me soon. So anyway, guys, have a great night. Have a good weekend. Please enjoy your machines and have fun sewing and embroidering. And I will talk to you guys next Friday. So you guys take care. Love you all. And thank you so much for all the support. I really, really appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.